I try to be super careful about making declarative statements about these creatures, even after however long it's been, 7 years, over 7 years of like really being dedicated to trying to figure out what these things are. There's only one thing after a little over 7 years that I'm 100% confident in, and that is the fact that these are not just your average undiscovered North American primate with the intellect of maybe a chimpanzee or a gorilla. I've experienced too much and gathered too much evidence to suggest that these creatures are not only self-aware, but they are highly intelligent to the point to where they use language, not just noises, but they have an actual language. Now, I'm not the first one to discover that. I mean, there's plenty of recordings out there of language. But on the anecdotal side, I've witnessed their self-awareness and their ability to seemingly problem solve. Like the day of our sightings, the Sasquatch that me and Captain Joe and Scott saw intentionally made noise in order to bring us to it. I think it was trying to take us out of that area. It had every opportunity in the world to get away after I saw it, but it hung around and let Captain Joe see it. And then after that, it still didn't just disappear. It made noise up ahead of us, which seemed like it knew that we were going to follow it because of that. And it's really cool because Scott, this whole time after me and Joe saw it, and it's making noise ahead of us, and every time we talk, it's like it starts making noise and breaking things intentionally because we're not moving fast enough. Every time it did, we'd start walking again. And it stayed just ahead of us. We couldn't see it, but it was definitely there. And Scott witnessed it walk out on all fours, doing the spider crawl, do a button hook out in the field, turn back around and go inside the woods. And about 15 yards away, me and Captain Joe come walking out. It did that the whole time and stayed in front of us. And it was self-aware enough and confident enough that we weren't going to catch up to it. It knew what it was doing. There's also other anecdotal evidence that with the gifting, I've been gifted 2 different things. It does show a level of comprehension that I was not expecting. But again, that's anecdotal. But that's been recorded time and time again. There are several people who have had, situations where they're being left gifts. And some of those gifting situations are extremely intricate. Very fascinating. Now, in both situations, that's kind of anecdotal. But when it comes to the vocalizations, over this time period, I have recorded all kinds of different vocalizations, from yells to screams to growls, mimicking of what sounds like a bird or a smoke detector losing the battery power. Makes a chirp sound, I've actually been 25 feet away from what I think were juveniles on the ground that mimicked an owl, and not just any owl. It was an owl call that I did. They mimicked my crappy owl call back to me. And those vocalizations don't necessarily show intellect, but what does show intellect are the vocalizations that I have captured that have actual language in them. I'm about to show you probably 2 of the best examples that I have. One is from, I think, the 3rd night, or 3 nights in a row, I had activity around my property and there were vocalizations. And in this first video, you are going to hear what sounds like pika, pika. It says it twice. It started out with a throw and then some moving around, and then it sounded like it had moved off a little bit, and then it does the pika, Pika. Now, I don't know what that means. But I am very convinced that that's what that was. If I had to guess, it was probably either a female or a juvenile, just from the tone. But then again, somebody could say, well, that's just a random kid out in the woods. It's not far enough away from being human to where I can say 100%, yes, this is a Sasquatch. Do I think it is? Yes, definitely. But there is an argument to be made that maybe it was just a random kid out there by themselves. All right, good to go. But the second audio I'm going to show you, I do not believe there's any way around it. It's going to be very hard to argue the second one. I got up one morning, I was not feeling good. Instead of going through my normal morning routine, I laid down on the couch. I let the dogs out and I just went and laid down on the couch, hoping I'd start feeling better. Took some like Pepto or something, which I did eventually. But while I'm laying there, I hear speaking on my back deck. Through the wall, it was so deep and loud that I heard it through the wall, or at least through the glass on my back doors. Super obvious. So I'm 20, 25 feet away from that wall, and I could hear it through the wall. My dogs go crazy. I get up, I go check things out. I don't see anything. I get ready for work. I go to work. I've got a camera on the back corner of my house. Unfortunately, it was not pointed at the deck, but it did pick up the audio, and the audio that it picks up is, to me, it's mind-blowing. It actually gave me an adrenaline rush the first time I listened to it. I do not think anyone can argue that this is a human making these vocalizations. And it's actual talking. And there's a combination of intellect and an animalistic tone in it that is seems so unnatural that it's borderline disturbing. But I 100% believe these are Sasquatch. And I 100% believe it's a language. I do have other recordings that I'm still working on. Really good recordings of what I think is a juvenile. But for right now, I think these two recordings are the best proof that I have captured that these are not just monkeys running around in the woods. These are very intelligent creatures with their own language, the ability to problem solve, and they're very self-aware. So that's pretty much the only declaration after this long that I can make confidently. They're not just monkeys.